Today we are going to start or teach a lesson on the anatomy of the middle ear. How to understand the anatomy of the middle ear. Everybody's house, you are having a box like this or at least a matchbox. You consider this box, you see this is a box which is having 6 walls. So you consider this box as the tympanic cavity. Now if this box is tympanic cavity, now this wall, okay, this is the, you are seeing from here, so this wall is the lateral wall, okay. So what is this lateral wall? Part of this lateral wall is formed by the tympanic membrane, and part here by the bone above, that is known as the scutum. Now this tympanic membrane, it is attached at the periphery by a fibrocartilaginous ring. So what is that ring known as? That ring is known as annulus. Now where is this annulus is fitted? Annulus is fitted in a groove here which is known as the sulcus. So this is tympanic membrane outer surface. Okay. Now if we come to the box itself, the box is having a height. That means tympanic cavity is having a height. This is the height. So height is about 15 millimeter. And this is having a transverse diameter. So this is the transverse diameters. This transverse diameters, it varies. If it is in the upper part, it is about 6 millimeter. Then in the lower part, it is 4 millimeter. So here it is 6 millimeter. Here it is 4 millimeter in the lower part. And here it is much more less. Here it is 2 millimeter. So transverse diameter, height. So what is the height of the tympanic cavity? Height of the tympanic cavity is 15 millimeter. Diameter of the tympanic cavity, if you think about a cavity, diameter is in the upper part it is 6, middle part it is 2, lower part it is 4. Now this cavity, if you think about a cavity, it is having, so this is one wall, or this is the lateral wall. Okay. Now then what is this wall? This wall is, this is another wall. This wall is floor of the tympanic cavity. Okay. So floor of the tympanic cavity is a thin plate of bone which is separating it with the jugular bulb. And you always remember one tiny structure, it crosses this floor. It passes through this floor. So what is that structure? It is a branch from the glossopharyngeal nerve, tympanic branch of the glossopharyngeal nerve, which pierces the floor and enters into the tympanic cavity to form the tympanic plexus. Now what is this wall? So this is roof. So roof is separating it with the middle cranial fossa. Okay. So what is the name of the roof? Name of the roof is tegmen tympani, and over the mastoid antrum it is known as the tegmen antri. So altogether it is known as the tegmen plate. So this is tegmen plate. This is floor, this is lateral wall. Now we will come to most interesting structure. We will just remove this lateral wall, separate it lateral wall. It is going to get separated. Now what is this wall? So this is medial wall. Now medial wall, there is a projection here or prominence here. What is that prominence? That prominence is known as the promontory. So how does promontory is formed? Promontory is formed by the basal turn of the cochlea. Now above and behind the promontory here there is a depression. This is known as the oval window. And here there is another depression. This is known as the round window. Now these two windows in life are closed by upper part in the oval window is closed by the footplate of the steps, and footplate of the steps articulates with this window or in the vestibule by a ligament. That ligament is known as the annular ligament. And here round window is closed in life by a membrane that is known as the secondary tympanic membrane. So important structures of the medial wall are the promontory, oval window above and behind, below and behind is the round window. Now there are few other important structures. Here is the oval window. Just above it there is one more bulge here, and this bulge is the bulge of the lateral semicircular canal. And this lateral semicircular canal and this oval window, it is related with the facial nerve. If we consider this one as a structure, so this will be the horizontal portion of the facial nerve. Facial nerve will take a turn, right turn here, and it will come down here. Okay, so this is the vertical portion of the facial nerve. So this angle, this sharp bend will be known as the genu. And in this part, middle part, there is a process. This process is called the processus cochleariformis. So processus cochleariformis will give attachment to the tendon of tensor tympani. From here, the facial nerve will take another right angle acute turn, and it will become horizontal portions. It will become the first part of the facial nerve. It will go into the labyrinthine part. So this middle ear cavity, this is the cavity. So this box, you divide it into three parts. Upper part is the epitympanum, middle part is the mesotympanum, lower part is the hypotympanum. Now coming down to the few more important things is there are two more walls left. Okay, we'll finish up that wall. Now here there is another wall. Okay. From this wall, three structures, this is anterior wall. From this structure, three structures comes out. Three or four important structures comes out. One structure is the most important structure which ventilates the middle ear cavity, that is the eustachian's tube. Another is the semicanal for the tensor tympani and canal of Fougeard which transmits the chorda tympani nerve. Also, anterior tympanic artery enters through the anterior wall, and it also gives attachments of the anterior ligament of the malleus. Anterior wall is related with one very important vascular structure, particularly near the eustachian's tube area, that is the internal carotid artery. So that is about the anterior wall. Now the most complicated wall is the posterior wall. Now posterior wall, if you just imagine, we have discussed here, it is related with the facial nerve. Okay, so facial nerve comes out with a foramen which is known as the stylomastoid foramen. Now there are few hidden areas in the posterior wall that you should read very carefully. Those are known as the sinus tympani superiorly and facial recess. Okay, sinus tympani also are having much more subdivision which you need to read it in details for getting the better marks. So posterior wall important structures are number 1 sinus tympani, number 2 facial recess. Both are related with the facial nerve. These are the areas where diseases will be every chance that disease will enter, and disease means squamous epithelium will enter, and it's very difficult to remove the disease from this area because this is inaccessible area. we entered, we open up the tympanum from here, but we are not able to reach this area. For this removal of the disease from the sinus tympani or facial recess, we need specialized instrument and specialized technique. So this is about the anatomy of the middle ear, but if we just imagine that how does the middle ear, we told that anteriorly one structure is coming, that is known as the Eustachian's tube. But what about these things? Lungs of the middle ear. Lungs of the middle ear is nothing but, if you imagine, there is a tube here like this in the posterior wall, most important, this tube, this is known as the adytas. Okay, adytas lodges one very important things, that is short process of the incus. Then if it is adytas, there is one round thing is here. So what is these things? This is mastoid antrum. Mastoid antrum is having a landmark superficially, that is known as the McQueen's triangle. Okay, so in MBBS examination or everywhere we should know, because this is the most constant air cell, so we should know the landmarks and identifications of the mastoid antrum. That is the basic surgical steps for any types of mastoidectomy. So this is nothing but adytas. This is mastoid antrum. So surrounding it there will be some cells that will be known as the periantral cells. Below it, here there will be like this one structure, venous structure will pass. This is known as the sigmoid sinus or lateral sinus. Okay, so above this area, this is known as the tegment antri. So these are the important anatomical considerations of the mastoid air cells. In our next class, we will go through the mastoid air cells. Now coming down to the contents of the middle ear. So what is the most important content of this box? Most important content of this box is air. So important contents of the middle ear is the air. Next is ossicles. There are 3 ossicles. Muscles. There are 2 muscles, stapedius and tensor tympani. There are vessels and there are nerves. So among the nerves, most important nerve is the facial nerve, and also you will get the branches of facial nerve like chorda tympani, nerve to the stapedius. Also we get the sensory branches, that is known as the tympanic plexus, formed by the parasympathetics coming from the tympanic branch of the glossopharyngeal nerve, and sympathetic comes from the carotid plexus. So that's all about this supply of the middle ear. So this is the box concept of the middle ear. I hope this is very easy to understand. So length is 15, diameter 6 to 4, floor, lateral wall, medial wall, anterior wall, posterior wall, roof. Try to understand it in a box forms. If you are not having this box in the house, get a you get a matchbox and you try to understand it, draw it there. Drawing is extremely important. Thanks for listening.